Let's see. So today's Monday. It is about 3:15 here, and I'm just getting into calls. So there has not been a lot going on today. I was actually out. My son had a field trip, and I was there. So there's not a lot left of the day before the second half of my day starts, which is mommy duty. But I figured I will do some follow-up phone calls and not get a chance to do any expireds or circle prospecting. So I'm just going to do a couple of follow-ups. I don't have a whole lot. So you could hear what a follow-up call looks like depending, or rather sounds like, depending on who I'm calling. So my first phone call is going to be a gentleman I called last week, and I ended up sending him a card in the mail. So my follow-up is just going to be asking him if he got my note in the mail. Usually this is a text message or an email that I do with a lead that is not a hot lead. I'll usually say, hey, so-and-so, just wanted to double check and see if you got my note in the mail. It adds another touch, staying top of mind. But because this is an older gentleman, I don't have his cell phone number or his email. So I only have a house number. So here goes nothing.
Hi, this is Bill. Sorry we're not on this phone right now, but if you leave your name and number, we'll return your call as soon as possible. Please wait until after the beep before starting your message. Thank you. Hello?
Oh, hi, Bill.
Yeah.
Bill, how are you? This is Ariella. I'm not sure if you remember me or not.
I do remember you.
Okay, I was just calling to see if you got my note in the mail.
I got your note. I appreciate it. I have your note. Yeah, and I told you I'll hold on to it, and I'm not ready. I'm in the middle of doing some things that taking my time away. So
No worries. No worries. I didn't think that was the case. I was going to drop off my resume, which is more than a no. Would you be okay if I just maybe drop something in your mailbox this week so you actually have my resume, you know exactly who I am, and if or when that day does come, you'll have that?
Well, you can do that if you want, but don't put it in the mailbox. There's a tube underneath the mailbox. You can't put anything in the mailbox because the post office won't deliver the mail if they see someone stuck something in there. That's
Yeah,
the way the rules are.
of course.
Underneath the mailbox, there's a tube, a white tube. Just put it in the tube.
Got it. Okay, fabulous. I won't bother you. I won't knock on your door, but I will drop it in that white tube, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate you. And hey, Bill, before I let you go, I'm just curious, when, if at all, do you feel like it might make sense for you to hear back from me?
Okay. You take care, because I'm in the middle of doing an awful lot of things now. My head's full. So.
Oh, no worries. Hey, you take care, okay? Bye-bye. So I didn't get out of that phone call what I wanted was some type of timeline where I ask, hey, when would you like to hear from me next? I did not get that, which is what I was hoping for. So I am going to drop off my resume because it's like a hard copy of a resume, and I have to find and see if I have one right here. I usually have like a pile of them. And sometimes I keep them in the car too. I don't have one here with me. I have some in the closet, but in another video, I'll show you guys what the resume actually looks like. It's like a hard copy with a binding. So I'm going to just drop off my resume. And what I will do is I will give him a call back in 1 month. So call him back in 1 month. And see if at that point I could get some type of commitment for a timeline. So I know he's not ready right now, but just wanted to stay top of mind. I'm not going to bank on the idea that he's actually going to call me when he's ready. So I'm going to just make myself a note. And that's just a contact for my follow-up today. That's how it's going to go. To drop off resume at 3. Okay. I am going to actually probably drop that off tomorrow because I will be out and passing that area. Okie dokie. Now, there are some, so I'm basically using Follow Up Boss right now to go through who is due for follow-ups. And sometimes I get into follow-ups and I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I really want to call this person. And sometimes I think it's because they're really just not a lead because they haven't established this real timeline of when they asked me to call them back. So if you find yourself skipping through people that you thought were leads at some point, then they might just not be a real lead. And sometimes unintentionally, they slip through the cracks and I didn't get everything I needed to qualify what kind of lead they are. And so if you find yourself going through that, then that does not make any sense. Okay. So now I'm going to call a gentleman. I made contact with him. This is a cold lead, but I have him on my follow-up today because he asked me to call him at the end of first quarter, which was end of March. All right, let's go. All right, we're calling Jim. Okay, this is a super boring live. I had to mute that because I have a seller that basically had a bunch of personal information that I had to mute out. So I'm actually going to hop off. I don't know if you saw my son in here. So today's not an exciting day for prospecting, and sometimes that's just how it goes. So I will be back on tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be more exciting, and we'll get some leads together. All right.